America first, who can we put first? Tomorrow is going to be an amazing marketing campaign. Tomorrow will be, if it's played right, the most successful viral marketing campaign. Oh wait, I forgot my microphone. How's the sound quality? Sound quality bad? Okay. Let me know how sound quality is. We just started, so I can redo it. Okay, sound quality is good. All right. Before we get started, I'm gonna tell you that if anybody argues with me, you're out of here, and here's why. 2 years ago, a year ago, here's what I told people: stop screen capping bullshit of people saying things that you don't like, and you're sharing it all over Twitter. Oh my God, can you believe what this person said? Look at this screen cap. People send me gossip every day. Automatic block. The war being fought right now, and this is why I said have your own website, have your own platform, make your own videos, write your own articles. Right now, tomorrow, millions of people are going to go alt-right. So tomorrow, everybody's going to be Googling the alt-right, and you know what shows up? Jeff Bezos' blog, The Washington Post. Hoax articles, hoax sites are going to come up. Because people were spending fucking too much time being little gossip girls. Little gossip girl. Oh my God, this cuck said this, screen cap. Oh yeah, what a cuck. Oh yeah, can you believe, Mike, this cuck said this about you? I don't fucking care what these people are saying about me. I have written my own content from the get-go. Google Mike Cernovich, okay? And I've explained this methodically. If you Google Mike Cernovich, 8 out of 10 of the entries are mine. My podcast, my YouTube, my Periscope, my Twitters, my blogs. And then there's a couple of hater articles. But I've had Gawker write about me, Daily Beast. I've had multiple hate articles on me. But I control SEO for my name. The alt-right is fucked up by not controlling SEO for itself. So right now the narrative is being written, and you better get off your fucking asses and start writing your own narrative. So the gossip girl shit, oh my God, this cuck said that. It's fun to make fun of them, but if all you've done is gossip girl shit, now you can see the information war is being fought. Milo is banned. People are tweeting at me today the Leslie Jones shit. Don't fucking tag me. Keep me the far away from that bullshit. There's going to be a big historic speech tomorrow, which can be a massive viral marketing campaign for your political movement. And people are gossiping about cucks and sharing Leslie Jones hack photos. How the fuck, right? This is why there are a lot of fucking retards in the alt-right, and that's why I don't say I'm part of the alt-right. I'm alt-right friendly, but I'm not part of it, because there are too many fucking retards. If you're anywhere near that Leslie Jones hack stuff today, anywhere near it, sharing pictures, I didn't even talk about it other than to say, keep that shit far away from me. And then I have guys DMing me where they're tagging her saying she deserved it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Really, that's why I say I'm alt-right friendly, but I'm not part of the alt-right, because there are too many fucking retards doing retarded shit. So why is it that when you go Google the alt-right, which tomorrow people are going to be Googling the alt-right, and where are they going to find? Articles written by other people instead of written by the alt-right. They're not going to be watching YouTube videos in the alt-right. They're not going to be reading anything friendly. They're going to be reading hoax articles from the mainstream media about this kind of stuff. So that was a big fuck up. That's fine. We're not here to talk about the fuck ups. We're here to talk about the future. So tomorrow we're going to run Twitter. We're going to totally control Twitter, because we can control the narrative on Twitter. On Google, we've lost. Mainstream media, we've lost. That battleground should have been staked out, like I told you months ago. No, Trish, you're blocked because I can use the word retard. Don't tell me what words I can use. I don't care. I don't need to be told at this point in my life what words I'm allowed to use. If retard fucking offends you, sign off of my fucking periscopes, okay? I don't have time for that shit. We got real problems, and you're trying to police how I use my words. I don't have time for it. I don't need you to fucking watch me. I don't need you to read me. If my language bothers you and offends you, great. Turn it off. I don't buy advertisements. I've never bought an ad. I've never paid for traffic. I've never begged people to read my stuff. So you found me. I didn't find you. I didn't fucking stalk you and send you targeted advertisements. Don't fucking tell me anything about the way I talk, what I'm allowed to talk about, anything. I don't have time for that bullshit. So here's what we're going to do tomorrow. Here's what we're going to do. We got to have a hashtag. So we have to think of a good hashtag, and we have to have all of our memes lined up. And I'm going to teach you guys now a master class in persuasion and how we attack the media. Because a lot of people don't know that I've been attacked by the media many times, and that's why they don't attack me very much. Because what happens when you Google Sam Biddle, who tried to attack me? Everybody who Googles Sam Biddle finds my website. Everybody who Googles Michelle Fields finds my website. Everybody who Googles Amanda Carpenter, CNN, finds my website. Everybody who Googles Megan Tuhave, the New York Hoax Times, Carlos Slim's blog, finds my website. I've been playing the SEO game for years and years, and I've been against these people. So here's what you got to do. This is the homework that everybody has to do tonight. When the media, the hoax media, and the Clinton News Network goes after people tomorrow, you have to be locked and loaded with the memes. You have to be loaded up with media hoaxes that have been exposed. The Rolling Stone media hoax. The way we're going to attack this tomorrow is everything the media says about, Ben Sassy. On page 1, Google Ben Sassy. Everything the media says tomorrow about the alt-right, we're immediately going to call them a hoax. Here's why. This is the way the media is used to playing. This is the way the media is used to going. The media says, this is an article about, I know it because they've written about me. They say, this is an article about Mike Cernovich, and here's a couple things he said that are, they bother some. And what answer do you have for me, Mike Cernovich? And you know what we say to them? You don't have the moral authority to judge us, right? So you don't even go into their frame. Tomorrow, Hillary's going to say, there's this thing out there called the alt-right, and they are racist, the neo-Nazi, anti-Semites. She is going to cite, attack certain outlets, and they're going to go full court press. And then what's going to happen is the media is already pre-writing articles. You can watch the media narrative in real time right now. If you Google alt-right, the article is already being written. The coordination between Hillary and the mainstream media is in real time, okay? You can, hold on a sec, I gotta turn off comments here. Right now, it is being written in real time. If you don't believe me, Google alt-right, and then you already have explainers from all kinds of hoax media websites telling you what the alt-right is, because here's why. The Clinton campaign, as we know from the DNC leaks, is going to conspire with the media to lie about the alt-right. The media writes their hoax articles tonight. Hillary, 10 a.m. in Reno, gives a speech tomorrow. And then people are going to say, what is the alt-right? Normies, as you call them. Normies are going to Google the alt-right. They're going to find the hoax articles. That's the way the narrative is made. That's the way the media spread hoaxes. So tomorrow, Hillary is going to it'll be a short speech. It won't be particularly interesting. It won't be long because she's very tired. Sick Hillary is very tired. And then the media does her legwork because people go, what is this alt-right? And then the talking heads are going to be all over the TV airwaves writing about it. It's going to be a mess. So here's what we need. We need to do a lot of things. One is, if the alt-right is racist, then is Israel racist too? Right? You don't say, because in any given movement, you don't play defense. In any given movement, you have idiots. You have the 1488 crowd in the alt-right. You have, but isn't Black Lives Matter a terrorist organization? Isn't there, for example, when the alt-right says that, or when the media says the alt-right hates Jews, then you know what I say? Oh, really? Isn't it interesting that rabbis in New York are being knocked out by black teenagers who are associated with Black Lives Matter? The knockout game is going to be big tomorrow. So tomorrow on Twitter, because We lost Google because people wanted to screen cap things on Twitter and cry and gossip like little girls and DM me little gossip rather than actually create your own content. But we got Twitter. So here's what you need. You need an answer for everything they're going to say. An answer can't put you on the defense. When they say the alt-right is racist and Trump is racist for associating with them, then we say, well, if you want citizenship in Israel, you need to take a DNA test proving that you're Jewish. Is that racist? And they're going to say, wait, why are you talking about Israel? Why are you talking about Israel? We got to talk about the alt-right because they want to zoom in on their thing, and then they want to make you play defense. But we don't ever play defense. We never. Have you ever seen me disavow anyone? I've never disavowed anyone because disavowing people is me playing defense. Oh, Mike, you had some guy who, he follows you on Twitter, and you talked to him one day, and he said something bad about people or used, dropping N-bombs. You don't ever hear me say I disavow those people. You know what I say? I don't even say I can't control who follows me. When they go, Mike, what do you say about the white supremacists who follow you? I say, well, Black Lives Matter supporters played the knockout game on rabbis in New York, and they're knocking out rabbis. I think that is anti-Semitism that we need to address right now. Whoa, but Mike, no. But we got to talk about, why are we talking about frog Twitter and Pepe memes when 3,000 Jews had to leave France, because Muslims were targeting them for hate crimes? I care about Jews in America, and if you allow the kind of refugee situation that they've allowed in Europe into America, then Jews are going to have to leave America because they're going to be victims of hate crimes by Middle Eastern people. Oh, but Mike, so why are we talking about memes? Do memes really matter more than people getting hurt and beat up in real life? Does trolling really matter more than violence against people? Well, but Mike. Yes, but Mike. Here's what I want to talk about, journalists. Roman Polanski anally raped a 14-year-old girl in a swimming pool after giving her drugs. Raped a 14-year-old girl. Why is Roman Polanski allowed to make movies in Hollywood? Oh, but Mike, what about the alt-right is anti-Semitic? Roman Polanski is a rapist. Why is Roman Polanski allowed to make movies in Hollywood? But Mike, we're not talking about that. No, motherfucker, guess what? We're talking about whatever I want to talk about. This is your media mindset. I don't give a fuck what you say. People, if you watch my Periscopes, I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. I make whatever points I want to make. You don't set the frame, motherfucker. That's the mindset you have with the media. You ain't asking me shit. I don't give a fuck. All I know is that the attention you're giving me allows me to make the points I want to make. So I want the attention. I want a full-scale media attack on me. I want an attack on the alt-right. I want attacks on everybody because I want this to become an international trending topic that allows us to make whatever points we want to make because we don't play defense. Oh, Mike, what do you think about this thing that person said? Roman Polanski raped a 14-year-old girl in the ass. What do you think about that? Why does Hollywood continue to fund the movies of a rapist, a child rapist, a pedophile? Do you support that? Do you disavow Roman Polanski? I demand right now that you disavow Roman Polanski. Whoa, Mike, what are you talking about? Do you disavow Roman Polanski, a pedophile? No, Mike, we're talking about the alt-right. No, we're not. We're not. We're talking about whatever I want to talk about. Just because the media says we have to talk about something doesn't mean we have to talk about what they want to talk about. Here's what you learn in media, public relations. You also learn in guerrilla mindset. If you don't like the conversation, change the conversation. Write this down. If you don't like the conversation, change the conversation. If I don't like what the attacks on me, then I'm just going to change the conversation. I'm going to talk about how Gawker posted a rape video on its website. Do you disavow Gawker? Well, Mike, I don't care what you want to talk about. We're going to talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about. And that is what all of you have to keep in mind tomorrow. Tomorrow, here's what you're going to want to do. They're going to say, oh, you know, there's some racists in the alt-right, and because of that, it's really bad, and these bad racists, all right? You're going to want to say, well, actually, no, the alt-right isn't racist. There's a lot of troll, you know, maybe there are some racists, right? You see what you're doing right there? You're playing defense. You're playing defense. Here's what you want to say. Last year, there were 20,000 interracial rapes. 20,000 white women were raped by black men. This is a very big problem with racism, and we need to talk about it. Right? The facts are on your side. Look, the facts are on our side. White people aren't going out fucking hunting down black people. White cops aren't hunting down black people. More whites than blacks are actually killed by cops. White people they don't think that much. We don't just think that much about black people. We don't even think about them enough to be racist. Ellen DeGeneres got in trouble because she made a meme with herself riding on Usain Bolt's back and said, oh, you know, this is how I'm going to travel next. Well, I knew right away she'd be in trouble, but this idiot didn't even realize she's being racist because she didn't think of Usain Bolt as a black guy. She just thought of him as like a fast sprinter. So people are so not racist that you get accused of racism for things that you don't even think is racist. So they're like, wait, what do you mean? Why would riding on the back of a sprinter be racist? Well, because the liberals are the ones who are the real racists. They see things in black and white. So what you need to focus on is white on black crime just isn't an issue, okay? It's time to have an honest conversation tomorrow about race and crime. I'll talk all day about race and crime because white people are not committing interracial violence on black people. Black people, however, are committing interracial violence on white people at levels that far exceed their percentage of population. And that's just the truth. Like I always say, if that offends you, then it's just facts offend you. You know, I don't like care about the facts offend people. There isn't a problem with white on black crime. The knockout game is a big problem. Matthew Iglesias was beaten up, victim of the knockout game. Fact. All right? So it's just a fact that blacks are the ones who kill blacks primarily. And black on white crime is way bigger than black on white crime, or than white on black crime. There isn't really realistically any white on black crime. It's just not an issue. So tomorrow when they call you racist or whatever, then you reframe the definition of racist. You say, you're right, racism is a problem in America. Black on white crime is at very high levels. You are right. You're right, racism in America is a problem. The knockout game is way out of line. I'm glad that we're able to talk about the knockout game. You are right, anti-Semitism is a problem. 3,000 Jews had to move out of Paris last year because they were driven out by refugees. You're right, the anti-Semitism is a problem because the knockout game is being played on rabbis, and rabbis are being specifically targeted by Black Lives Matter activists. Now, they're going to say, well, you know, so here's another thing we do. Anytime there's a knockout game done, I just always tweet, Black Lives Matter activist knocks out 70-year-old white woman. People go, well, how do you know he's a Black Lives Matter activist? I'm going to make you play defense, right? If I have to own everything some fucking idiot white person does, then you got to own everything some black person does. Because that is the game. The game is that Dylan Roof is a fucking piece of shit, you know. Dylan Roof didn't read Gorilla Mindset. He had no emotional control. So Dylan Roof had no emotional control. He lacked the Gorilla Mindset. But he kills somebody and suddenly, you know, like, I have to fucking own that somehow. Well, then Black Lives Matter has to own everything that a black criminal does. If they don't, then you're not being logical. Basic. Make the enemy. You are a Nazi Croatian. I'm actually neither a Nazi or I'm an American. Thank you very much. So this is how you just need to think of things. You need to think of things in terms of when the media attacks you, then you just get a chance to talk about whatever you want to talk about, because a media attack is attention. That is all it is. An attack is a chance for you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. An attack on me is not a way for me to play defense. An attack on me is a way for me to talk about myself. I mean, the Daily Beast wrote an article and they called me a pro-rapist or something like that. And I held a press conference on Periscope and I said, rape apologist, pro-rape Mike Cernovich holds a press conference about this. Because it was just attention for me to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I don't give a fuck that they, call me a rapist. Because only some percentage of idiots, 10% of people, are dumb enough to believe the stupidity, right? Some percentage of people are just retards, and they're going to believe whatever the media tells them. That's some percentage, 10, 20%, whatever it is. But if you play defense, then that 10 or 20% moves into 50% because they go, wow, these people really must be racist if they're defending themselves and they're on the defense. That's why you never play defense. You just say, I have attention. Now I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. That's the way to play the game. They don't have the moral authority to make anyone defend anything. The media has no moral authority to make anyone answer anything. That's why tomorrow when they attack the alt-right, and the media does, find those hoax articles. And when the hashtags start to trend, make sure you're posting those hoax articles in the hashtag. Tomorrow is a great opportunity to attack Sick Hillary, to attack the hoaxing media, and to get out whatever points that you want to get out tomorrow. It's amazing. It's a gift. It is a gift. So tomorrow is fun. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. So that is the game plan, is get all of your red pill memes together. Get all of your articles where the media is being proven to hoax. And then have them all ready so that once the hashtag takes off, we're in there. Right? We're in there. And again, the way you want to play the game is you always, by hoax articles I mean, well, here's a good example. The media said John McCain must give up his medical records, but now they're saying it is sexist for anyone to ask about Hillary's medical records. Well, that's a hoax because it's dishonest, it's hypocrisy, it proves that the media is lying. It isn't sexist to demand Hillary's medical records because the media demanded that of John McCain, who's a man. It's actually not sexist. Holding Hillary to the same standard you hold John McCain to is literally the opposite of sexism. It is actually treating women equally. See? Hate crime hoaxes have been over 100. Breitbart had an article about the hate crime hoaxes. So you want to be able to use the hashtag to talk about how these are all hoaxes. Look at all these hundreds of hoaxes. More hoaxes. More hoaxes. You want to dismiss the alt-right, the lies about them, and say, oh, is this another media hoax like the Rolling Stone rape hoax? Right? Oh, we got another hoax like the Muslim hate crime hoax. So in Houston, a Muslim burned down his own mosque and then said, oh, I was the victim of Islamophobes. But he was actually arrested. So you want to have locked and loaded all your articles on proven hate crime hoaxes, proven media hoaxes, and then you want your red pills that you want to get going. And then you want to be creative. You want pictures of Mark Zuckerberg with a big wall around his house. And you want to say, if walls are racist, then why does Mark Zuckerberg have one? If walls are racist, why does Israel have one? A great rhetorical tactic is anything that you can say, it's like Israel is always gold, okay? Israel, if you want to think about Israel, Israel is an ethno-nationalistic state. Ethno-nationalism means only Jews are allowed to become citizens of Israel to immigrate there, and they have to take a DNA test. So this is all fact. You can Google this. I've linked to the articles before. And then nationalism means they have a sense of Jewish pride, Israeli pride. They have a wall, they have borders, they have everything. All we want, at least all I want in America, I want a wall in nationalism. Whoever's here, minus the illegal immigrants, like the way I look at it, we're all here. We got to live together anyway. Like we're stuck with each other. Let's figure out how to live together, okay? So I'm just a nationalist. An ethno-nationalist believes only people of a certain ethnicity should be allowed to live in a place. Well, Israel is an ethno-nationalistic state. They believe that only Israelis, i.e. Jews, should be allowed to live in Israel. Now, personally, do I have a problem with that? Not at all. I think Israel should be able to determine itself however it wants to do. If Hungary says only Hungarians can live in Hungary, then that isn't really my business. If Switzerland says only Swiss people can live here, again, it's just none of my business. But if you support the right of Israel to exist as an ethno-national state, then how can you oppose the right of America to exist as a state? They can't, right? So then what you're doing now is you're making them defend Israel. So you got them on the defense. You see what I'm saying? We want to build a wall like they have in Israel. Well, if you say we want to have a wall like they have in Israel, they either have to say, oh, well, Israel's different, or they have to concede the point. But if they have to say Israel's different, then now you put them on the defense. So they've gone from calling you a racist neo-Nazi to having to defend themselves. Now you put them on the defense. So that's how you got to do it. You notice now the comments now are just unbelievable. They're full of Hillary now is spending 6 figures a month just to troll me. It has been ever since we attacked Hillary's health. My notifications, my DMs, my periscopes are just overloaded with paid shills from Hillary because nobody actually supports her. So Sick Hillary is really a very powerful meme. It really has them shook, and we're going to keep calling her Sick Hillary. Now let's talk more about Sick Hillary and the alt-right and her alt-right speech, right? How many views have we had so far? How many views? Wow, we're almost at 10,000. All right, maybe we'll do this as a new time. Whatever you think about the alt-right, the Saudis are worse. Why are we talking about the alt-right and a few offensive memes when gays are executed in Saudi Arabia, and then show the picture of Hillary bowing down to the Saudis, right? Why are we talking about a few memes when Hillary bows down to the Saudis? Why are we talking about racism and homophobia and anti-Semitism when Muslims from the Middle East are the ones driving Jews out of Israel? Because for all the stuff that I deal with, they call me a Jew, they meaning, internet trolls, call them who you want. They call me a Jew who is trying to pretend to be part of the alt-right so that I can subvert it from the inside, even though I've just said that I'm alt-right friendly. I'm not the alt-right, I'm friendly with the alt-right. But why would I care about words on the internet when Jews are being driven out of France? I want to protect Jews by closing our borders. Because if we don't close our borders, then what is happening in Europe with the rapes is going to happen here. See? Oh, people posted some mean tweets. They're tossing gay people off walls. They're executing gay people in Saudi Arabia. So why are we talking about this? Who is Hillary? Who is Hillary to lecture any of us on anything when she takes money from Saudi Arabia and even bows down? Right? Who has the picture of Hillary, Saudi Arabia, Hillary bowing? She's coming off. Yeah, here, I'll show you guys the picture. This is true. Actually, if you Google it, my Twitter comes up. So we'll show you the... I'm going to retweet it, and then I'll show you guys the picture. This was from... Okay, so Hillary's going to give a speech about how bad the alt-right is when she's taking money from people who murder gays. They also dropped bombs on Yemenis and blew them up. They're buying cluster bombs and everything like that. Why does Hillary get to talk about the alt-right? Why isn't the media tomorrow, talking about Hillary's ties to tyrannical regimes where gays are executed, women are raped, they still have slavery? Did you guys know there's still slavery in the world, in the Middle East? White people are the ones who actually ended slavery. True fact. Google it. Google who actually ended slavery and who still has it. Slavery, the Chinese have slaves in Africa. The Saudis have slaves. Pakistanis have slaves. Afghanis have slaves. Google the dancing boys of Afghanistan. So slavery still exists in the world. Actually, people never believe this. More slaves today than in history. Again, my periscopes they're so weird because people want to argue with me about my facts. There are more slaves today than ever before in the history of the world. So Google it. There are more slaves today than ever before in the history of the world. The campaigning group Free the Slaves estimates that around 21 to 30 million people worldwide are trapped in slavery. This is compared to an estimated 9 to 11 million who landed alive in Europe and Africa during the slave trade. So this is, again, tomorrow's another chance to red pill people. White people ended slavery. There are more slaves today than any time in history. And it ain't white people with the slaves, so who has the slaves? Well, if you look at the map, there aren't slaves in fucking North America. So white people aren't enslaving anybody, but we're supposed to feel guilty about slavery. Muslims enslave people. It's called the Barbary slave trade. So again, you see how I'm just dropping red pills left and right. That's what you got to do tomorrow. You want to just say white people ended slavery. Today there are more slaves than every time in the history of the world. Alt-right. I might even say the alt-right opposes slavery. Today there are more slaves than ever in history. We want it to end. That's how you got to play the game, see? I oppose anti-Semitism. That is why the knockout game being played against rabbis is a terrible hate crime and should be prosecuted as such. See? That's how you got to play the game. You don't play the game by playing defense. You don't win the game by letting them set the terms of the debate. They don't get to decide what we talk about. All we do is we take the attention that they're giving us, and then we talk about whatever we want to talk about. So tomorrow should be a lot of fun because there will be a lot of people very interested in the alt-right. So the hashtags are going to be big. Twitter is going to be insane. Twitter is going to be madness tomorrow. So you want to think tonight, what do you want to talk about tomorrow? You want to think about exposing media hoaxers. So whenever somebody links to an article about the alt-right, you want to say, hey, but you tweeted out that Rolling Stone rape hoax. Is this another hoax? See? Anybody who writes an article against the alt-right, spread the articles on the Rolling Stone rape hoax. So what you do tomorrow is you just say, man, you spread the Rolling Stone rape hoax. I think this article is a hoax. And then now again, they're on the defense. So call them all hoaxes because they are. They are all lies. Ask people why Hillary is bowing down to the Saudis. Ask people why they care so much about The alt-right, when Jews are being knocked out by thugs in New York. Yeah, Rotherham is another good one. If Hillary is pro-women, why isn't she disavowed Rotherham? And that, of course, is another thing that you want to make everybody do, is you want to make them disavow. Do you disavow what happened in Rotherham? Well, because again, they freeze up because they aren't used to playing defense. You make them disavow the child rape that happened in Rotherham. You make them disavow terrorism. You make them disavow the knockout game. You make them disavow Robert Byrd. You make them disavow Roman Polanski. You make them disavow Bill Clinton, the rapist. You make them disavow Hillary Clinton covering up for Bill the rapist. Right? That is the mindset. You have to have a very aggressive mindset. And you want to just attack them. So remember, just because it feels like the media attacks are coming, they can't make you talk about what you don't want to talk about. Only you, through weakness, can be forced to talk about what they want to talk about. The way I look at all of this is every attack they make gives you a chance to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, because now you have attention. Attention is what? Attention is influence. And if they try to press the issues, you just don't concede anything. Make them disavow. I demand that you disavow hate crimes committed by black teenagers against rabbis. Do you disavow that? Disavow that. I demand that you disavow, Sean King stole a bunch of money. I demand that you disavow theft by Sean King. I demand that you disavow Jeffrey Epstein, pedophile. Bill Clinton's good friend. They traveled together. I demand you disavow Bill Clinton. You're getting the point, right? The point is, again, fundamentally the mindset is just to recognize an attack is nothing more than a way for you to get attention about whatever it is you want to talk about. An attack doesn't mean you have to defend yourself. When people attack me, I don't defend myself. When people attack me, I'm like, okay, great, thank you. Now I have all this attention. And now I'm going to talk about why Roman Polanski raped a girl 14 years old, why he raped her in the ass. Why is he allowed to make movies anymore? Why isn't Hollywood disavowed Roman Polanski? Hillary Clinton held a fundraiser in Hollywood with people who fund rapist Roman Polanski. Why did Sick Hillary, I'm going to type this on Twitter, Sick Hillary held a fundraiser in Hollywood sponsored by Friends of Rapist Roman Polanski. It's all, which is, of course, true. Hillary takes sick. Hillary takes rapist. Sick Hillary loves money from rapists. So that's true. It's true that Hollywood distributes his movies, funds his movies, films his movies. Why has Hollywood never had to disavow Roman Polanski, who anally raped a 14-year-old girl? Oh, but they want to talk about tweets. Oh, no, but somebody posted something mean on Twitter one day, Well, the only reason they get to do that is because we let them, because the right has been weak, The traditional cuck right media, the media would set the agenda. The cuck right media would say, oh, no, we're actually good people. Oh, God, I can't believe you're saying this. Terrible. Well, because they're cucks. I just say Hillary takes money from people who fund rapists. Until Hollywood disavows Roman Polanski, I don't want to hear about tweets you read on the internet. Right? Until Saudi Arabian money is banned from tech and media in Hollywood, then I don't want to hear about what people who follow me on Twitter tweeted sometime, or whether I talked to a guy who one time said something that you didn't like. No. We need to talk about you. We don't need to talk about me. Because worst case is we talk a little shit on the internet. The worst of us talk shit on the internet. Like I always say, what do you guys got on me? Oh, edgy tweets. Ooh, that's your fucking attack on me. A few edgy tweets. The kind of people that they attack on the alt-right, whatever. What do you got? A few fucking edgy tweets, a few offensive memes, some jokes, some off-color jokes. That's the best that they got. So the Clinton News Network and Sick Hillary, their ammunition is, oh, these people are posting mean things on the internet. Our ammunition is Bill Clinton raped Juanita Broderick. Hillary Clinton covered it up. Roman Polanski raped a 14-year-old girl in the ass. Hillary Clinton helped cover it up, takes the money. Hollywood takes all that money. Hillary Clinton bows down to the Saudis who kill gay people. That's what we have. So why the fuck are we playing defense about bullshit? Remember it's like the Allen Iverson practice video. There's so much just beauty in that simple press conference. What had happened is Allen Iverson was a talented basketball player, excellent, performed always at the game, but he would miss practices. So after he played a game, they did well. The whole press conference was, well, Allen, coach said you can go to practice. And he goes, practice. Y'all up here want to talk about practice. And his point was, what the fuck kind of stupidity is that? This is what the fuck you guys want to talk about? Mean tweets. That is what the media wants to talk about. Mean tweets. They don't want to talk about the Orlando nightclub shooting. Last I checked, the guy who fucking killed a bunch of gay people in Orlando didn't look like me, wasn't part of the alt-right. Last I checked, the Orlando nightclub shooting had nothing to do with the alt-right. Why don't we talk about that? Well, no, that's Islamophobic, Let's talk about the mean tweets. Let's talk about people dropping N-bombs, Let's talk about the anti-Semitism, and let's talk about Pepe frog memes. Y'all want to talk about frogs. Cartoon frogs. The Orlando shooting, though, again, the alt-right didn't do that. The alt-right hasn't done fucking anything. There'll be a false flag eventually. They will, Hillary will have to have somebody false flag an attack and blame it on the alt-right because our points are too powerful. Rhetorically, our points are way too powerful, which is, you don't like what the fuck we tweet, but we're good people, we live good lives, we are law-abiding citizens, high-functioning members of society, but your team, Team Democrat, Team Clinton News Network, includes rapes, knockout game, mass shootings, the Orlando Pulse shooting, the Fort Hood shooting, the San Bernardino shooting, right? Alt-right isn't doing anything like that. Who's doing that, right? So again, why are we talking about mean tweets when they're actually killers? Because the people on the right are so used to playing defense. Oh no, they call this a racist. We better prove that we're not racist. Well, whatever, call me. I don't give a fuck. Call me whatever you want to call me. Just make sure you call attention to me, because then I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. So the same is true. That's our strategy. Hashtag, I don't know what our hashtag should be tomorrow. It probably should just be hashtag alt-right, because they're, so probably tomorrow it should just be something alt-right, because people on Twitter are going to be Googling what is alt-right and everything else. So that's what we should be talking about. All right, I'm opening up the floor. Go ahead, talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So, Clinton, excuse me. So Hillary Clinton tomorrow will hammer Trump for connections to racist alt-right movement. Isn't that interesting? The Daily Mail is just calling the alt-right racist. Now what she wants to do is terrify minorities by saying Donald Trump is part of this racist movement. And that is why people need to have your talking points ready, because you're going to get a lot of attention. So yeah, Hillary, that'll be 10 a.m. tomorrow. She's going to tie Trump to it. It'll be interesting what Trump will do, because why? Well, because Steve Bannon from Breitbart is now Trump's campaign CEO. And Steve Bannon understands the game, the media game. Yeah, I saw somebody say there are plenty of non-white people in the alt-right. Yeah, that's the whole thing with the alt-right is I've had people with 100 Twitter accounts tell me, Mike, you're not allowed in the alt-right. And I'm like, oh boy, you and your fucking 187 people. So the alt-right is funny because there are a bunch of... Here's what's kind of funny about the alt-right. There's like... The fucking turf protectors are people who they don't have any influence. So people will say, well, if you're whatever, you can't be in the alt-right. But there are a lot of people, Jews, blacks, there are Muslims in the alt-right. Fucking, there's a girl, Somalian from the alt-right. There are all kinds of people in the alt-right because there are a lot of people of all races who are able to have mature conversations about like race. It's okay to just be like, hey, dear black people, white people are not out hunting you down. White people aren't trying to oppress you. White people aren't killing you. If you actually look at crime rates, black people are the ones killing other black people. It isn't white people. So there are a lot of people intelligent enough to realize it isn't racist to point out basic facts, which is that white on black interracial crime is non-existent. Black on white racial crime is huge. Black on black crime is huge. That's just, there's nothing racist about facts. Unless people are trying to lie to you, that's how you know. If anybody calls facts racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobic, then that tells you that they know that you're right, and you need to keep pointing out your facts instead of saying, I'm not really racist, I promise you. I'm a good boy, I didn't do nothing. I'm a good boy. No, fuck you, If I point out facts and you call me racist, then I'm not going to say I'm a good boy, I'm not really racist. I'm going to say, no, these are the facts. Refute the facts. Oh, are my facts incorrect? Correct me, please. Show me where I'm wrong. They can't. That's the whole point. That's why they have to throw these labels on. So yeah, there's all kinds of people who are identified with the alt-right. But then there'll be these people on Twitter with like 150 followers like, Cernovich is not part of the alt-right. Well, first of all, I've never said I am, or if I did, I was being loose. I'm friendly with it. But if you fucking have 150 followers, you don't get to determine club membership. That's just law of the jungle, right? Before you can determine who's in a little club, they're like rules of the jungle, okay? If you're not socially aware enough to like have a girlfriend, then you're not socially aware enough to run a movement. So these virgins will say, Mike, you can't do this, you can't do that. Meanwhile, they tell me that I'm too successful of a salesperson, and I go, well, you can't sell your ideology to people. I don't know what to say to that. You have no followers. You don't have a girlfriend. You have no internet presence. There's nothing wrong with not having a big brand. That isn't like an insult to people, but if you can't create a big internet brand and have a good life, then you don't get to decide who gets to be in the club or not. You're not cool enough to kick people out of the club. It's kind of like when Ben Howe and Ben Shapiro, like they tried to, and National Review tried to purge me from the right. You guys, you don't get to purge me. I purge you. Why do we get to do that? Because I'm actually influential. That's just the rules. It's just basic laws of the jungle. If you aren't somebody, then you don't get to fucking dictate who's in the club. So if black people say they're alt-right, then who the fuck are you to tell them they can't be, right? Again, you got to develop your own thing. You have to build your own thing, create your own little club, and then you can, determine who's in it or not. So yeah, there's a lot of people, because they would do it to me today multiple times. I just want to let people know Mike Cernovich is alt-right. Great, I don't care. Oh no, I'm kicked out of the club. Doesn't matter to me. But if the alt-right wins, then America will be better in ways that the alt-right wants it to be. Because people say, what is the alt-right? What do they really want to do? Well, you need free speech, you need borders, you need culture, you need to quit apologizing, you need to end white guilt. No more, white people are the cause of all problems, white people are evil, white people only ever had slavery, white people this. You got to get over your fucking hatred of white people. That's for sure. So yeah, it'll be interesting because a lot of people just really want to let people know who isn't allowed in the alt-right. You can't, because first of all, there is no alt-right headquarters. There is no, like, this is the alt-right and this is the building and here's your membership card. It's just a bunch of people on the internet talking shit, and then people do meet in real life. And in real life, there are a lot of people who would surprise you. I will say that. So let's look a little bit more. So Alam, Bakari, and Miley Yiannopoulos referred to, okay, Richard Spencer. So if you ask me who is the leader of the alt-right, it's probably somebody like Richard Spencer. You know, they're Jared Taylor. Those guys are probably get to determine who's in the club. I can't say who's in the club. I can't speak on behalf of the alt-right either. That's why I just say I'm alt-right friendly. Is I can't tell people what the alt-right, I can't say what they are allowed to think, what they aren't allowed to think. I'm not the leader of the alt-right. I'm just saying I'm alt-right friendly because based on what I understand of the alt-right is a lot of them are doing good. And I haven't seen any alt-right people, what's up, Big Mike? You got a professional poker player in the house. I haven't seen any people commit any crimes on the alt-right. That's the whole thing. But I have seen liberals commit a lot of crimes, haven't you? A lot of hate crimes on the left. So on the left, they're committing hate crimes, and on the right, maybe there's people saying offensive things. Oh, yeah, I don't fucking care. I don't, like, here's the thing about me. I don't care what people say on the internet. I don't even care what you think. If you legitimately, like, hate me, I don't fucking care. Now, if you come up and you want to make it physical and violent, then that's fine. We can see how that works for you. That's fine with me. But every day I don't get mad that people on the internet saying all white people shit. I hate white people. I don't care. Say whatever you want to say. I'm a free speech, radical free speech proponent. Nothing is off limits. Say whatever you want to say. It isn't going to. I don't get offended by your ideas. I get offended by how you treat people. So maybe the alt-right, maybe there are things they say that I'm like, I don't agree with that. But on the left, they're actually violent. They're committing crimes. They're beating people up. They're attacking Jews. They are raping white people. Black Lives Matter people are caught as rapists. Black Lives Matter has committed multiple crimes, riots, thefts. They've incited riots. They made an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. So they're actually, committing violence. They vandalized Trump supporter stuff. Let's look at another thing. Another thing real quick. Because this is another meme that I'll be talking about tomorrow when people talk about how bad the alt-right is. Here's a picture for you guys. I have that also on my Twitter account. Okay, so in this picture, I see a teenage boy being run down by a wolf pack. I see a woman who had eggs thrown at her, eggs in her hair. I see a kid punched in the tooth with a bloody lip. I see flags burning in an angry mob. And I see a whole crowd standing down a woman, okay? Those aren't alt-right people. The alt-right didn't do that. The alt-right didn't chase down people. Let's look at it again. Those are people who attended a Trump rally, peaceful Trump rally. That's all they did. Look at that kid. They're being run down, woman being brutalized, right? Mobs going after these people, okay? The alt-right isn't doing that. The alt-right is not doing that. The liberals are doing that. Hillary supporters are doing that. The left is doing that. All the violence and all the hate crimes and all the attacks and all the bigotry is coming from the left. It isn't coming from fucking my side. It's not coming from my side. I was in West Hollywood. A girl actually got arrested because there was a Trump rally in West Hollywood, and there's two girls grabbed a guy's cell phone, threw it down, another girl clawed him. Those were Hillary people. Those aren't the alt-right. The alt-right isn't out there committing any kind of violent acts. That is all the left. So that's what I say. You want to talk about mean tweets? Great. Let's talk about fucking tweets, okay? Let's talk about tweets. Good. Tomorrow, this is what I'm going to be sharing in the alt-right. I'm going to be showing examples of violence from liberalisms. Let's talk about that. Right? Great. So when they go after the alt-right tomorrow, I'm not even going to talk about the alt-right. I'm going to talk about the violence from the liberals, violence from the Hillary supporters, the violent crimes being committed by Black Lives Matter supporters. That's what I'm going to talk about. Because tomorrow, attacks are attention. That's all they are. Because these people, here's the thing, and it takes a while to unfuck your brain a little bit. These people do not have moral authority on you. Shame can only occur, you can only feel shame when there's a person who's superior to you judging you. So the media can't shame me because they are beneath me. They are scum. They are vomit. The media can't shame me. So you just have to realize that the media is the enemy. We have to attack the Clinton News Network all the time. You don't feel shame, don't defend yourself, don't apologize for who you are. Fight back. That's what we do. We fight back hard, and we're going to win. So tomorrow, I'm excited for... I doubt the media was going to go after me, but they realize now that... I mean, what have I had? I have 16,000 viewers just live right now. So we had 16,000 views. My Periscope's now doing like 20 to 40,000 viewers. And there isn't even anything like that hot right now. It's not even that juicy. So the media realizes that if they go after me, I'll just have a Periscope about me. And then I'll just get more attention. So the journalists are all terrified of me now. They're so afraid of me. I always like when people say, Cernovich or nobody. Then why do so many people write about me? You know? Why did the Daily Beast write about me? Why did Salon write about me? Why did Think Progress write about me? Why did the Washington Post write about me twice? No, 3 times. Why does the Daily Mail write about me? Breitbart write about me all the time. Thank you, Breitbart. Breitbart is actually good media. PolitiFact wrote about me. Real Clear Progress wrote about, or Real Clear Politics wrote about me. Daily Mail, I'm in there all the time now. Philadelphia Magazine wrote about me. Slate wrote about me. New York Magazine wrote about me. Daily Coast wrote about me. BizPac Review wrote about me. You know, I'm just in Google News right now. Gawker wrote about me. That didn't end well for them. Salon wrote about me again. Tablet Magazine wrote about me. On and on and on. And on and on and on it goes. So what they realize is that the media's had all these attacks on me, but all I do is I just use it because my media game is so strong, and that's why you can use the same media game that I use. So a lot of people say, Mike, you talk about yourself too much. And my answer to that is twofold. One is, well, I mean, it's my fucking Periscope. Talk about whatever I want to talk about. But 2 is that, well, because I've proven to you that what I do works. That's the whole point. I prove to you that don't defend yourself, just attack the media and use that attention to boost your own movement. I've proven to it in real time. The media has tried to take me down so many times, and every time they do, my profile just increases. Well, use the same techniques that I've used for your movement. That's why, again, I got annoyed with people, because I've told people for a long time, I said, you guys need to be writing your own articles. You need to own your own websites. You need to be doing your own YouTubes. Your YouTube should talk about what is the alt-right. You should be doing a YouTube video right now, what is the alt-right? And you should have it ready for tomorrow. You should be writing articles right now, what is the alt-right? And you should be ready to write. You should have it all loaded up for tomorrow. You should be up all night collecting memes. And then when they come after you, that's how you build the profile of your movement. That's how you build your own personal brand. Because for me, I just look at this stuff from like a branding perspective. I build my brand by using the media and destroying the media. Well, the same is true for your ideology, your movement. If you're part of the alt-right and you want the alt-right to grow, or if you're friendly with Trump, you want Trump to grow, whatever, then use the same techniques I use to grow your own brand, to make your own movement bigger, to make everything you do bigger. That's all it comes down to. You are going to use the media to your advantage, right? That's how you got to think. But you got to understand that the media is corrupt. Oh, they are disgusting. People wonder what the hashtag was tonight. I didn't really have one. I'm sort of, it's like the calm before the storm. I got a haircut. So today I wrote a little bit about media, slave mindset. I wrote about some other stuff. Went to the gym. Got a new haircut. Because tomorrow, we might have to have a big periscope. But I don't think the media is actually going to go after me. So we don't have a trending hashtag for tonight. We just used Clinton Media Network for fun. So that's the truth. Change your mindset tomorrow. People are asking me time zones for Hillary's speech. Yeah, I told you guys it was 10 a.m. in Reno. So if Hillary's speech is 10 a.m. in Reno, Nevada, and you're asking the time zone, just let's have a quick critical thinking lesson. If I said Hillary's speech is at 10 a.m. in Reno, Nevada, then you would say, well, what time zone is Reno, Nevada in? You would say Reno, Nevada time zone. It's Pacific time zone. So then if you didn't know what time zone 10 a.m. was, then if 10 a.m. referred to Eastern Standard Time, then you would have to ask yourself, when has a candidate ever held a rally at 7 a.m.? See, that's just what I mean by logic. I don't like to spoon feed people. You guys got to really, and girls, I teach you how to think for yourselves. That's why I only give facts. She's not going to give a rally at 7 a.m. The rally's at 10 a.m. in Reno. So then it's probably 10 a.m. Pacific time, or Google it and figure it out. Don't ask me. Because you gotta learn. That's why I only give facts. I don't spoon feed information. These are facts. Draw your own conclusions. Draw your own conclusions. Do your own homework. Think for yourself. And then a lot of times people disagree with me, and that's why I don't get offended when people don't agree with me. Okay. I gave you the same facts. Maybe your thinking process led you to a different place. So I don't know what we're going to talk about for a hashtag tomorrow, but we will have one. What we'll probably do is we'll probably cruise their hashtag. We'll surf theirs. We'll see. A lot of times it's fun. If they already have a trending hashtag, then it's better that there's a wave already. So if there's already a wave, then just ride that wave. So rather than start our own hashtag and try to get that trending, well, they already have momentum. So in life, you need momentum for yourself, or you need to find momentum. And the way to do that is just ride the wave for theirs. Now, quick note on false flag operations and stuff, and you got to be careful for hoaxes. Be on the lookout for hoaxes, okay? Isn't it convenient that Miley Yiannopoulos was banned from Twitter for inciting harassment on Leslie, even though he never incited harassment against her? The night before Hillary's alt-right speech, Leslie Jones was hacked. That's awfully convenient, isn't it? Because now what the media can say tomorrow is the alt-right hacked Leslie Jones. You think the media isn't going to say that tomorrow? Proof that because here's how you're going to say it. The alt-right hacked Leslie Jones. Proof of that is Miley Yiannopoulos, who's part of the alt-right or friendly with them, incited harassment against Leslie Jones. And this is all part of the same campaign of harassment on the internet. My God, racism. That'll be the story. I mean, I can tell you right now, because how do I know it's the story? Because I thought of it. I know how to think like they think. Well, that's why I keep kicking the media's ass, is that I can think like they think, but they can't think like I think. They're not as smart as I am. They don't have my background. They aren't smart enough. But I can think like they think, because then I just have to take a step down. To think like a journalist, take away 10 IQ points and any honesty you have. So what I do is I just pretend I'm not as smart as I am, and I also pretend that I don't have any personal ethics and no desire to tell the truth. And then I'm like, oh yeah, of course, they're going to say fucking the alt-right led by Milo hacked Leslie because Milo harassed her off of Twitter. You know, even though Leslie, by being a victim of harassment, by being a victim of Milo's harassment, Leslie Jones got 400,000 Twitter followers, $10 million in free media publicity, free private jet to Brazil to do a commentating for the Olympics, and she didn't get banned for posting clips on Twitter, even though Barstool Sports and some other people got banned. So if there was the Olympic Committee was complaining about people posting clips to Twitter. Well, if I had posted the clips to the Olympics on Twitter, I would have been banned like that. Leslie Jones posted them, and she goes, dang! Not only was she not banned, but people go, holy shit, she's a genius. Oh my God, we've never seen sports commentary like this in the world. Dang! Wow, I've never seen such commentary. We must immediately fly her to Rio de Janeiro on a private jet because we need her commentating for the Olympics, because that's how great Leslie Jones is. So this victim has gone like this. Yeah, exactly. Who's Leslie Jones? Well, people know now because she was a victim. So today she's hacked. The night before Hillary's speech on the alt-right, do you think Leslie Jones is going to get a lot of free media tomorrow? Do you think she's gotten free media already? Do you think the media is just waiting to tie her into the alt-right? Into this campaign of harassment against minorities and women and everything else? So isn't it interesting that Leslie Jones was supposedly hacked the night before Hillary's major speech on the alt-right? That's fascinating, isn't it? I find that fascinating. I mean, just if you want to talk about timing, would there have been a better time for Leslie Jones' phone to have been hacked? A coincidence for sure. Surely it was a coincidence. I can't think of a better time for Leslie Jones to have been the victim. And as we know, there are never hate crime hoaxes, right? Never. None of these hate crimes are ever hoaxes, right? They're all proven true, right? They're all proven true. All of those hate crimes are proven true. Yeah, it's just coincidence. I'm not. I take back what I said. She was totally victim of the alt-right led by Milo Yiannopoulos the night before Hillary Clinton's speech, and she's the #1 trending story on Twitter. There's even a hashtag I stand with Leslie. So she's the media. There have been 173,000 tweets about Leslie today. That would have cost you $400,000. It cost $400,000 to make a hashtag trend #1. So in Twitter alone, at least $400,000. I stand with Leslie is all up in there. So Leslie, let's Google her. Yeah, I mean, she's all over. The good people of the internet love Leslie Jones. Twitter reacts in horror, to Leslie Jones' hacking. She's just the hottest thing now. So she went from the star of a failed movie, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters has lost money. The remake was a debacle. It lost around $100 million. They were going to make a sequel. And so they were going to make a sequel. And they killed the sequel idea. So Ghostbusters was done. Her movie career is done. Then suddenly she's victimized, and now isn't that amazing, how the tide has turned for her. But I truly believe that she was actually hacked. It is totally a coincidence that the night before Hillary's alt-right speech, where internet racists are going to be attacked and written about and lied about, just a total coincidence that that this happened to her. You know, that's just life. It's a coincidence that she's going to get millions more in free media publicity. Totally a coincidence. Totally, you know me. It's absolutely the truth. All right, tomorrow, again, we're going to go hard tomorrow. Be prepared to go hard tomorrow. Have a good night. We're doing, what are we doing? I'll talk till we hit, we're at 18,600. I'll talk till we hit 20,000. What do you guys want to talk about? We'll do an open Q&A. Will they show Pepe on the big screen? I hope so. The more ridiculous the media attacks are tomorrow, the more that we can mock them and make them look comparatively bad. So even if they post Pepe memes, they're just going to look just like Hillary opening the pickle jar. Hillary opening the pickle jar just looked dumb. It was dumb. It made her look silly. So, do I like Ramsey Paul? I respect Ramsey Paul's work tremendously. Yes, I respect Ramsey Paul. Do I like him personally? I don't know. We've never hung out. You know, I think he's a nice guy, probably. He's certainly very smart, and he does good work, and he works hard, and he has his own content. So rather than just crying about people and screen capping tweets, he's actually been doing his own work. So good for him. No, don't take notes about this. Don't publish our notes. Wait till after tomorrow's done. The Clinton people follow everything I do, so they are watching this now, but they're not going to have enough time to react to us tomorrow. So I was perfectly comfortable with talking about our strategy the night before, because the Clinton machine, as big and as powerful as it is still a big corporation. It's still a machine. We're still dynamic. So I can say the night before, here's what we're going to do, here's how we're going to react. By the time there's so much inertia on the machine and the media machine that they still won't know what to do. So they can watch it, doesn't matter. They're not going to do anything. Tim Kaine, I don't really care about Tim Kaine. How bad are we going to win tomorrow? Oh, we're going to win so much tomorrow. We're going to win so much tomorrow that we're going to get tired of winning. Hashtag, we don't know what hashtag we're going to use yet. Playing the offensive, is that part of persuasion? Yes. It's reframing. You can reframe an attack as attention. So when people attack me, I don't get defensive. When people attack me, I just use it as an opportunity. I reframe it as an opportunity for me to talk about whatever I want to talk about. That's persuasion. That's why in real life, people don't like to argue with me. Because it is like, arguing with me is like being the bull in a bullfight. Every now and then maybe you'll get me, but for the most part, I'm going to have you running around however I want to run around. I'm going to be hitting you with spears and putting on a show. So yeah, arguing with me, not a good idea. I don't know who Marie Le Pen is to interview. I have people calling me white scum all throughout the Periscope. The whole white scums now, plural. So, I mean, you can see that whatever the alt-right allegedly says about minorities, they say all that and more about white people. You know, half the thing, there's so many people telling me how racist they're against white people, I can't even keep track of them. Can't even bother to ban them from the thing because there are too many of them. So, we got to use that too. Dig up dirt of everybody saying white people shit, kill white people, kill all white men, have all those memes ready, and then you can fire them off tomorrow, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Would I debate Leslie Jones? No, it would be bullying. I would not. I don't address her. I don't talk to her. I don't @tweet her. I wouldn't write an article about her. It would be a crime, essentially. It'd be for me to take my formidable intellect and to use that against someone of Leslie Jones' stature. That would be a crime, for sure. The Illuminati, qua Illuminati doesn't exist, but yeah, of course there is people controlling everything and pulling strings. I mean, you see it with the media. Why is the entire conservative media against Trump, even though they were for Romney and McCain, who weren't true conservatives? Well, because Trump is the only guy outside of the so-called, it isn't the Illuminati, whatever it is, to call it. Shadow Man is a great book by Napoleon, what's his last name? Who wrote Shadow Man? Napoleon something. His Twitter handle is Napoleon Legal, but I forget what the hell his name is. Anyway, Google Shadow Man Napoleon, and you'll find the book. But the point is that Trump isn't controlled by these shadow men. So because of that, the entire media establishment is against him, and even conservative media is against him. Do I keep up with Milo? Yeah, I texted him today, actually. I texted Milo a link. So Fox News talked about Milo, and I said, hope you're in good health and ready. Milo replied, I'm ready. So Milo's ready. I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Yes or no? Are you guys ready for tomorrow? Let me know if you're ready. Type yes if you're ready. Let's see it. I can't hear you. A lot of people are on gab.ai. I don't know if Milo's going to be over there yet. But yeah, a lot of people are moving to a free speech alternative Twitter called gab.ai, gab.artificial intelligence. And in fact, a lot of people are saying that the reason I was verified on Twitter, and a lot of other people like Lauren Southern and Paul Joseph Watson were verified, is because we get a lot of page views. So if you actually care about user growth and everything else like that, then you want us on your platform. Even if you don't agree with us, I make Twitter a lot of money. What have I done? I've done, already in August, I've done 60 million Twitter impressions. They sell advertisements based on tweets, so I make Twitter a lot of money. I don't mind, even though the Saudis own Twitter, I kind of look at it as Twitter is losing money. The Saudis are funding Twitter. So I am cucking the Saudis, actually. I'm using Saudi money and essentially, I don't want to say stealing it, because I do, in theory, make Twitter money, but I'm getting the better deal out of this than the Saudis are. The Saudis are losing money on Twitter, and I'm doing great on Twitter. So we'll do the math. All right, we got to get going. We hit 20,000. Thanks for watching. And it's always a good time. We'll think about the hashtags tomorrow, what we want to do. Again, chances are tomorrow they'll already have a hashtag trending, and we'll just ride that wave. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time here, find me at Twitter at CERNOVICH. My best-selling book, Guerrilla Mindset, is also on Amazon and Audible, paperback, Kindle, and audio. You can go to Amazon and find Guerrilla Mindsets, which people like. We'll be back tomorrow. Not sure what time, but it'll be mid-morning or early afternoon. It'll depend. Bye.